All right, Ian, a couple of hours left until these hostages arrive back in the United States. President Trump said they're coming back at 2 a.m. Eastern time. He will be there on the tarmac to meet them. Ian, why were these hostages released?
Well, clearly you have a situation where the North Koreans saw that they could take hostages in order to have a bargaining chip, and then they could give them back when they were able to get something that they wanted. But so that's it's an important question about what are they getting for it and what are we getting for it. But let's of course start by saying it's a great day for America. Anytime American hostages are released, you have 3 people coming back home to safety. They are in good health. That's very important. And President Trump gets credit for that. There's no question about that. But why did they release them now? They released them now because the North Koreans want to advance towards this summit. If they're, you're talking about taking hostages and then giving them back. Well, that in and of itself, other than for the families, is not something that makes America safer or stronger. If the summit goes well, then America might end up being safer or stronger, and then President Trump will get more credit for that as well.
Right. That's a valid point. I don't disagree. I don't disagree with what you said. I mean, it's not a good situation to be bargaining with a country that is holding Americans hostages or that takes hostages in order to get a seat at the bargaining table. That's a really good point. This advance towards the summit that you talk about, is this a good thing in your opinion that we are advancing towards talking to the North Koreans?
I think it is a good thing. I mean, look, negotiations are a good thing. I hope it goes well. More important than anything else to me is that America comes out, better off for anything any president does. We only have one president at a time. We want that president to succeed because if he succeeds, we succeed. If he fails, we fail. You can argue about whether or not that's always the attitude people hold. I still remember that a few days after President Obama took office, Rush Limbaugh said he summed up his hopes for the Obama presidency in 4 words: I hope he fails. I don't say that about President Trump. I'm not going to tell you that makes me more of a patriot than Rush Limbaugh. I'll leave that for everybody else to decide. But I hope President Trump succeeds. I want to live in a peaceful world. I want to live in a world where the United States is secure as possible. There's no such thing as 100% security. But that's the point. The president is the one who makes American policy right now. I want him to succeed.